Hello, everyone. Hope you are doing well. Before I get to the prediction, I wanted to talk first about something that's been going on that I guess I was kind of late to the game and I didn't know about this, but Mrs. Dog alerted me to it yesterday, and a subscriber here, Monica, was making a comment or two about it. But that's the flooding that's going on in Canada. The British Columbia side of this, near Vancouver, actually. So they've had some terrible floods that's really done a lot of damage out there over the last several days to a week. And the media is not talking about this, or at least I've missed it if they have, here in the United States. But they've had some really devastating damage. Many roads are washed out. All the roads, I don't know if it still is, but all the roads to Vancouver area have been severed. So you've got a situation where people are kind of isolated, even if their house is not directly flooded or affected. It's affected indirectly because they're cut off from trucks, from supplies, getting in to restock the stores. So you got people panic buying, buying out everything. So you got that going on. You've got trucks that are stuck with food and supplies that can't get into all these areas and resupply and restock stores. So it's a situation going on. So this is why we prepare. Okay, so you won't have to go in and panic buy and get in the middle of all the chaos when something goes down. And if you grab a little extra each time you go to the store, this is how I do it. A lot of people do it. Buy a little extra, um, two, if you need one of an item, grab two, maybe grab three. This way you're not taking everything off the shelf and hoarding. You're not taking everything off, and you're definitely leaving plenty for everybody else to get that wants it. So I think this is really important. This is just a prime example of why we prepare. We prepare for situations like this that, not necessarily, we don't necessarily prepare for end of the world snap situations that's just going to take out everything in a matter of 24 hours. We prepare for natural disasters, your power outages that are temporary that could go on for hours to a few days or even longer, weather related situations. So these are more common, more likely type of emergencies. And for these folks, this is their own SHTF situation. I mean, really, because if they're not prepared, they don't have some stuff set back and they're cut off from supplies and the stores can't get restocked. They're in a tough spot there. So other other information about it, it's destroyed a lot of roads. They've had a lot of mudslides there. They got several mountain towns that are isolated, like I said, from getting resupplied. They've described it as a once in a 500-year event. All this flooding, it's really strange. It's severed access to the country's largest port in Vancouver as well. So the port has been isolated. So that's putting disrupting an already strained supply chain on that side. So not good at all. So and then you've got some mountain towns that are limited access and are also experiencing freezing temperatures or have been. So again, this is why we prep. We need to just remember to prep for these type of situations, the unforeseen. A once in a 500-year event. You just never know when something like this can happen. So we need to be ready for lights out, losing power. Make sure we have water, food, alternative cooking source like propane, even a fire pit, charcoal, that kind of thing. Alternative heating as well, especially now we're getting into the winter. So I wanted to bring that out and bring that to your attention. Also, I saw a statistic that said that this is kind of shifting gears a little bit, but it said that 88% of Americans are worried about inflation according to a poll that was put out, or a survey. 88% of Americans worried about inflation. Is it just that many? I mean, I would think it's probably over 90%. Maybe that's not including all the children or teenagers. I don't know. But anyway, it said, this is interesting. It said that spending, as far as what their people are cutting back on to hedge inflation, three things were mentioned, most common cutting back on. That's eating out, eating out at restaurants, upgrading technology devices are being delayed or put off for now, and decreased buying clothes and travel, buying new clothes and traveling. So those are the things that were most often cited as the way people are cutting back on things. Okay. So I know we're cutting back on a lot of, especially the gasoline, the driving. If we don't have to, we're really cutting that way back and just keeping it to essential driving. Okay. Work, grocery store, or emergencies, of course. So, all right. A lot of people's eyes are on this Rittenhouse verdict. It's kind of captured the nation. I'm not going to get into the politics of it, not on this platform, especially. I believe, especially the longer it goes on, the longer it's just deliberating the jury, I think he's going to get convicted. I think the jury is going to convict him. The reason I believe this, not because of the evidence that's been brought against him, but I believe they're scared for their life. And I think they've been intimidated by the mob. Okay. And it works. Unfortunately, it works. And I believe that's going to happen. I may be totally off. I may be totally wrong. But I believe this guy's only hope is if that judge acquits or declares a mistrial or somehow stops this. But I believe he's going to be convicted. If for some reason this judge declares a mistrial, or the jury does decide to acquit him, I tell you what, I don't care how many police, National Guard, whatever. National Guard, based on last year when 30 cities burned, I didn't see much out of the National Guard, just from stuff, just at least from video that I saw. It's like they were non-existent, no factor, and they won't be a factor this time either. But if that happens, I would not be near a big city. In fact, I wouldn't even be near a large metropolitan area if you can help it. I don't care where you are in the United States. I would lay low for a little while, and you better grow eyes in the back of your head, or you might or develop the ability to swivel your head around like an owl, because that's what you're going to need, even if you're not in a big city, in my opinion. But we really need to keep hyper aware anywhere we go. Okay, that's my opinion, my advice. Please share what you think about this. Like I said, I could be totally off. We might know tomorrow. We might know tomorrow. So in the meantime, I think we need to pray. Pray for this nation. Pray for these people involved in all this. Pray for this country. It needs it so bad. We need some divine intervention, I believe. But anyway, the Lord is watching. Judgment is coming. It will come. Rest assured of that. But in the meantime, let's keep praying. That's my best advice right now. But I'll leave it at that. Share your thoughts. God bless you, and I will see you soon.